Hey everybody, this is Dave Walsh, and we're coming back at you with the next playthrough of the Dream Chaser campaign, and this is The Thing in the Depths. And so it has been a while since I've played this. So we will spend a little bit of time just going over the setup, talking about one of the changes that was made in one of the cards. But let's see what is in my hand and see what the quest setup is like, and then the campaign setup. The first two cards that I'll show you in my hand is the Lorien Guide on the left there. It says, after Lorien Guide commits to a quest, place one progress token on the active location. It's kind of expensive, but I have reasons to play this thing. Island Amid Perils is a good one. And then the Woodland Courier, who has kind of the same stats except only one hit point. She puts one progress on a location when she comes into play, unless it's a forest. But I don't think there's very many forests here on this ship. And I got two kind of standard attachments. The Steward of Gondor on the right, everybody kind of knows. But on the left is Olorien. It's a song attachment. It goes on any hero, and then it says lower the cost of the next Sylvan ally that I play by one. And so if you're playing multiplayer, typically you give the other people Steward of Gondor, and you take Olorien as kind of your resource smoothing. But when you're playing solo, you can play both the cards, and all of a sudden you have a decent hand. So on the left, I don't show people Tree People very often because it seems like I'm always so excited to play it, but the Tree People is one of these zero cost events that you get to return some ally to your hands. It has to be a Sylvan ally. And then you look in the top 5 cards for a different ally, and you get to put that into play. So the cost of this is pulling a Sylvan back into your hand, but Sylvans have a lot of interplay abilities that are pretty cool. And then on the right, I have Unexpected Courage. Everybody knows what that does. And then you'll see that I'm playing with the One Ring. I've been doing that through all these re-release campaigns. The One Ring is an artifact, or ring, MasterCard. It counts as a restricted attachment, and it's immune to everything except for MasterCards, but there's no MasterCards that kind of target it. It says attach to a hero I control, search your deck for a MasterCard, add it to your hand, shuffle your deck. And it says your threat elimination level is reduced by 5. So my threat elimination level is now 45 and not 50. So that's the penalty of carrying the One Ring. And I love it because the One Ring itself doesn't do anything. You need to have one of these attachments or one of the events that kind of magnify what the One Ring does. And so the One Ring then can be used to play Inner Strength, which is a MasterCard. And this is what I call the Defendy one. And so the Defendy MasterCard increases a hero's defense by 1. And you can exhaust the One Ring and raise your threat by 1 to cancel a shadow effect. So that's what you're benefiting from by using the One Ring, but it's also costing you threat. But in this deck with Galadriel, so that doesn't necessarily mean a whole bunch, or is not horribly problematic. Take the Ship. Side 1A of the first quest card says build the encounter deck using only the Stormcaller and Corsair Raiders encounter sets, setting the Thing in the Depths and the Stormcaller Elite encounter sets aside, out of play, enemy side face up. So I've done all that. And it says search the encounter deck for Helm of the Stormcaller and 1 copy of Umbar Raider and add them to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. So on the left is the Helm of the Stormcaller, and I am using the old version of the Helm of the Stormcaller, where it's the quest points that go up and not the threat. So the new version of the Helm of the Stormcaller has the threat go up by some crazy amount based on the number of resources that each Corsair has on it. Okay, and then when it becomes the active location, we're going to add Captain Sahir and Nasia to the staging area from out of play with the enemy side face up. And then said the Umbar Raider gets added to the staging area, and it gets resources, and when it attacks, it steals a resource from a hero, and it gets put on to the Umbar Raider. Side 1B of the quest card says Captain Sahir and Nasia gain indestructible. That's going to be thematically important. So, and it says at the end of the round, if Captain Sahir and Nasia are not in play, add one resource to each of them. And it says progress cannot be placed on the stage unless Helm of the Stormcaller is in the victory display. So we have to domino our way through this. We have to go through the Helm of the Stormcaller, which you don't want necessarily in the first round because you don't want Nasia and Sahir in play, but you can't get to stage 2 until you get the quest card. So it's one of these quests that kind of build on each other. Okay, or build on the parts here. Okay, it says you are playing campaign mode. It says after Captain Sahir enemy enters play, attach Black Key Burden to him. And then forced after Captain Sahir flips over, remove the Black Key Burden from him and attach the Black Key Boon to him. Add Sea Serpent Menacing Side to the staging area. One player adds Come Together to their hand. For this game, increase the value of X on Come Together by 1. So Come Together is not in play yet, but I had 5 XP left over from the last game, so I used 4 of it to upgrade this 4 times. And then I used 1 to upgrade Galdor's Council to the maximum. I thought the maximum was 4, but it appears the maximum that you can upgrade it is 5. So that's what I did. So all 5 of my XP have been used, 4 of it to get this to level 4, and then we go from there. Okay, so a quick tour of the play area here, my encounter deck, and then my threat tracker in the staging area, and down here is my willpower tracker. That way I don't have to keep recalculating. And I have a thematic one. I have a little helm of the Stormcaller here so that I can, keep track all the way up and down. My heroes are Thranduil, Galadriel, and Celeborn. I just was able to, in the past few months, get the alt art Celeborn, and I'm ecstatic about it. So that's cool. And Galadriel, this is my alt art, but signed by Caleb Grace, because Caleb Grace did a show on Galadriel. And so if you're interested, go back and take a look. And then Thranduil, love it. My threat starts at 29. Quest card, my deck, things that are out of play. I'm going to have to put resources onto Sahir and Nasia, but it's fine. And most recently, even though my deck looks the same, I just upgraded to Dragon Shield sleeves on this deck. I was like, okay, enough with the Ultra Pros, and I love the upgrade, and the cards are actually much more crystal clear. You may not be able to see it on the camera, but I can see how nice the cards look as opposed to what they look like last game, and it's a nice difference. Okay, I get another Lorien guide. I already have one of those in my hand. Okay, so let's see what we're going to do. We're going to spend 2 to play the Steward of Gondor and exhaust the Steward of Gondor already to put 2 resources here. Okay, then I'm going to exhaust Galadriel to lower my threat and draw a card, and I get a Marksman of Lorien. I'm going to play Inner Strength onto Thranduil for 1, and then I'm going to play the Woodland Courier for 2. The bummer is that doesn't do anything for me here. The debate is, can I get 4. I'm not sure what's in the encounter deck. It's been a while, so it's like I'm playing blind. I know the theme of this, like that's not what I'm worried about. The thing that I'm worried about is just making sure I have enough to quest here. And the last thing I want to do is to pull out something. Well, let's try it. So I'm going to use the Tree People. And the Tree People makes this card go back into my hand. I get the Greenwood Archer, which is a bummer because I lost some questing there. It's the only ally I got. Okay, so shuffle my deck and let's go from there. Oof. Because this guy enters play, I guess we should look at this. Greenwood Archer is ranged, and after it enters play, you can ready a hero. So Galadriel is now ready, although I can't use her ability again. Her ability is limit once per turn. But the Greenwood Archer is also good to bring in during combat with Thranduil's combat action, and then you can ready him. Here we go. 1, 4 versus 4. That's all I can do. So let's see what we get. We get the weather deck. So let's take a look at that. It says while the weather deck is in the staging area, each other deck location in play gains travel. Each player must exhaust a character he controls to travel here. It's got 2 threat. So it looks like I'm going to have to take a threat raise here. Okay, so we have 6 versus 4. And so this is what it is. I have to raise my threat by 2. So I'm at 30 threat. I don't make any progress anywhere, so I'm going to travel here, and it says each player, each other deck location. So that's not this deck location, so I don't have to exhaust anybody. Okay, and then I'm going to engage this guy. And it says for each resource, and after it attacks, I have to move, but I don't have any resources, so this is a good time to engage this guy. Okay, so deal a shadow card. Defend with Thranduil. No shadow. Okay, glad to see the raid leader gone. And then attack for 3, and that just does 1 damage to that guy. Okay, so at the end of the round, Sahir and Nasi are not in play, so we will put 1 and 1. Let's ready everybody, draw a card, raise my threat, do the whole thing. Draw. I get Legolas, which is kind of a bummer, but kind of okay, because I have resource acceleration and I have ways to get him out, but yeah, but I would prefer to get him out with a Tree People. Okay, so now I'm going to exhaust Galadriel, lower my threat, and draw a card. And I get the Elven King. Okay, so the Elven King is good. Okay, so I'm going to put Olorien into play. That allows me to reduce the cost of an ally by 1. And so then I think I'm going to use that. The Woodland Courier again. So the Woodland Courier comes out, and that does 1 progress there. And then I'm going to spend 2 to put out Unexpected Courage onto Celeborn. Then I'm going to spend 1 to put the Elven King onto Thranduil. So 2 in the staging area. I'm questing for 2. 5. That's all I have. I don't have any way to do anything else here. Okay. So what do we get? Oh, we get another Corsair Raider. Umbar Raider. Another one of these guys. Okay. And so that's 2. That does another. Let's see. I don't know if I can't really. So no travel. I have to engage this guy. I don't have any resources here, so that's a good start. Okay. Fortunately, I can use Thranduil twice, I think. But let's see here. 1, 2. So I will use Thranduil to defend this, and it says reveal an encounter card. Ugh, because that's Ominous Fate. Okay, so by doing that, I get Quarter Deck. So let's show you what that is. While Quarter Deck is the active location, deal each enemy an additional shadow card at the beginning of the combat phase. Ugh. 4 threat, 3 progress. I do not like that. That Ominous Fate with that shadow is tragic. That is horrible. Thank you, Jeremy Zwern, for that one. Jeremy Zwern is the designer. I think he's the main designer of this campaign. Okay, but no damage. No physical damage, but I have a little emotional damage from what's here. Okay, but I can exhaust this and bring the courier up into play, or back into my hand, and I can ready Thranduil, but then defend this guy, and no shadow effect, which is helpful. Okay, and now I can do 2, 4 attack, and that puts 3 damage here. So end of the round, I'm going to put 1 on each of these guys. This is a bunch over here. Okay, and now we'll ready, raise threat, and then get resources. Okay, the first card I get, Henemarth. Can't play Henemarth right yet. Okay, and then I'm going to exhaust Galadriel, lower my threat by 1. And I get another Marksman of Lorien. Okay. Okay. I'm going to play Olorien. I'm going to try to do this the right way here. And put the Woodland Courier into play. And I'm going to try to do this, because I'm going to try to explore this before it is... Let me make sure I'm clear. I'm going to try to explore it before it becomes the active location and I have to deal with extra shadow cards. Okay, so now questing. So I'm only questing for 5, and there's 6 in the staging area. Okay, so what do we get? Hopefully nothing with a ton of progress or ton of threat on it. Forecastle deck. After you travel to Forecastle deck, search the encounter deck and discard pile for an enemy and reveal it. Shuffle the encounter deck. Okay. Yay. So that raises my threat to 34. 4 difference. Can't travel, nothing to engage. I'm going to deal shadow cards. Okay. Now, before attacks, I'm going to play Legolas. Okay, it's Sylvan ranged, and it has a response that when it participates in an attack that destroys an enemy, draw a card. And drawing cards right now is what I need. Get cards in my hands, try to do what I can to get through this. And notice the different art frame. This is from the 2-player limited edition collector's set. And I like it's official. I call it official alt art. Even though it's the same art as Legolas is, it's just got a different art frame. So it's like alt layout more than alt art. But I like how it looks in the new sleeves. Okay, so I'm going to defend with Thranduil. It says attacking, it gets +2. So that's 1 damage here. And then I will ready Thranduil. I will pull the the Woodland Courier back into my hand to ready Thranduil, but use him to defend here. And it says, if attacking enemy is a raider, place 2 resources on it. Okay, and I'm going to raise my threat and cancel that shadow effect because it's just not worth it to me. Okay, so no damage. And so now we can do attack backs. Let's see here. So I can do 3, 4. That's 4 with Colorborn's bonus. 6. So I guess I'll kill this guy. And so I get to draw a card. I get Orphan. Okay, and nothing else can happen. Okay, so ready, everybody. We'll raise threat, draw some cards, see what I can do. First card, Room Mill. Exhaust Galadriel, lower my threat. Second card, Quicker Than Sight. I forgot to, at the end of the round, put resources onto Sahir and Nasia. Okay, so I'm going to use this to do 1 and put this out. That's going to put a progress onto the quarter deck. I just need 1 more progress on that thing and it's going to look good. Actually, you know what I'm going to do instead? I'm going to play this, reduce by 1, and then play this to put the 1. So that way I can have 2 allies, and Orphan is a good quester. 2 willpower, 2 attack. And then when he comes into play, I can go get an ally from my discard pile, but I don't have any allies in my discard piles. Questing here. So there's 9 in the staging area. I have a lot of okay. I have a lot of things to worry about. But so far so good. Okay. So 3, 5, 8. 8 versus 9 right now. Okay. It's the Corsair Infiltrator. I don't like him. Okay, the Infiltrator, it's 16 engagement cost, so that's a bummer. And it says when it attacks, deal it 1 additional shadow card for each resource after the engaged player collects resources. So I need to kill this thing before I collect resources. And it says remove 1 resource to it. So the Infiltrator like steals your resources. Okay, 11 versus 8. I get to raise my threat by 3. Can't travel yet, but I can engage this guy. Okay, I deal some shadow cards. So start here and then here. As an action, I'm going to spend this 1 because I haven't attacked yet. I'm going to bring out Henemarth Riversong. Henemarth allows me to look at the top card of the encounter deck. And he actually may be good because he's got an attack that is boosted because of Celeborn. So, anyways, I'm going to defend this guy with Thranduil. And it says, if the defending character has 0 defense, discard it. Otherwise, the defending character gets -2 defense. So I'm going to cancel that shadow effect. Ugh, that's horrible. So that raises my threat by 1. Okay, and now let's see. I'm going to ready Thranduil by bringing the Woodland Courier back into my hand, and then I'm going to use Thranduil to defend the Infiltrator's attack. And it says, discard an attachment that I control. I'm going to play Quicker Than Sight to bring... I'll still be able to do it. So I'm going to bring Hennemarth back into... You know what I'm going to do? Okay. That's an action. Okay, well, that's the problem. I should have used Hennemarth to exhaust and look at the top card of my deck, or top card of the encounter deck, but I didn't do it. So I'm going to do that, cancel that shadow effect. And so now this guy does 3, kills this guy. I get to draw a card because of that. I get a Minstrel. Clathrum Minstrel. And then I'm going to do 3, 6, or 5, and that kills this guy. Okay. Okay, at the end of the round, I'm going to put a resource on each of these guys. So I get an Olorien. And now I'm going to exhaust Galadriel, lower my threat by 1, and I get a Feigned Voices. Okay. Okay, I'm going to exhaust Olorien, spend 1, and I'm bringing out the Woodland Courier to put 1 progress here. Now I didn't have to worry about that. Okay. Now there's only 5 in the staging area, and that's a little more manageable. Okay, so 2, 4, 7 versus 5. Let's see what I get. Nothing like flipping over the raid leader to get you going with 3 threat. It says when raid leader engages you, move 1 resource from each of your heroes' resource pool to the raid leader. That is not something I want to engage right away. And it gets +1 defense for each resource, so bah humbug. So that gets me 8, and I only did 7. So I have to raise my threat by 1. I am surprisingly going up quick with my threat. The combat phase still exists, even though I don't have any combat to worry about. So I'm going to bring out the Minstrel. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. This guy has... He's got an engagement cost of 40, and I have 40. So I have to engage this guy. Okay. So look, I lose 1, 2, 3 when I engage that. Okay, so now the combat phase. Okay, and I only have 1 resource. The 1 resource will bring out Hennemarth at least. Okay, I will exhaust Thranduil. And it says if the defending character has 0, discard it. Otherwise, defending character gets -2 for this attack. So 2 versus 5. I need to cancel that in order to prevent him from dying. Okay. I know I can't. I exhausted the wrong card, but it is what it is. I have to ready Thranduil to bring this up into my hand. And now I have to do 9. So 2, 5, 7, 9. Woo! Just enough to kill this guy. And because he dies, I get to draw a card. I get a Nath Guide. Well, that's alright. Okay, so now I'll ready, get resources, raise my threat, hopefully lower my threat, get something to help myself out. I have to get through this. I don't know. This is crazy. Okay, first card I get is I get another Quicker Than Sight. Cancels a shadow effect. And then I get a Handmaiden. I get to lower my threat. Okay, so I'm going to play the Nath Guide for 2. And that, I'm going to target Thranduil with that. And then I'm going to exhaust Olorien to play a Handmaiden. Let's take a look at the Handmaiden. Galadriel's Handmaiden is a Sylvan, and after it enters play, I get to choose a player. I get to reduce my threat by 1. So that puts my threat down to 40. And then I'm going to spend 2, again, to bring out the Woodland Courier. And that puts a progress here on this location. And that location is explored. So now I'm free to go to this 4-castle deck. I had to exhaust Galadriel. I lowered my threat. I'm down to 40 threat. I guess we do what we can here. Questing. 2, 5. I brought out the Nath Guide. 6, 8. Celeborn, 11. Let me look at the top card of the deck. And it's an Infiltrator. Okay, I can handle that. So that's going to be 2. So, let's see. And that's about all I need to worry about here. Okay, good. Okay, so 5, 7, and I committed 11 already. Okay, so I will do this. And now I have 7 in the staging area. I quested for 11. I can't place progress there, but I can now travel to the castle, the 4-castle deck. I grew up in a place that had a like a place. It was a restaurant, a farm. It was called Faux Castle Farms. So when I see 4-castle, I want to say Faux Castle. But it's fine. Okay, so that's the active location. Okay, and then I am going to. I always search the encounter deck. I never look through the discard pile because I want to see what is left here. And I don't have any. I just have locations left in the encounter deck, so I have to shuffle it up. Okay, and I'm gonna look for another Infiltrator because he's the weenie of the thing. So okay, so I'll engage these 2 guys. Okay. Okay. I think at some point soon I'm going to need to go to the Helm of the Stormcaller here because this is getting to be ridiculous. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. I will defend with Thranduil. Do this whole thing again here. It says attacking it gets +2. So let's see. I'm going to use Quicker Than Sight to bring the Handmaiden back up into my hand to cancel that shadow effect. Okay, and then I will use the Elven King to bring, I guess, the Nath Guide up into my hand. Okay, and now I will exhaust Thranduil and defend. And it says until the end of the attacking enemy gets +2 defense. Okay, +2 defense. So 5 defense. So I need to do 7. So 3, 5, 7. This guy dies. I get to draw a card. I get another Minstrel. And so somehow I'm going to have to do enough to kill this, and I can only do 2, 4. So 2 damage to this guy. Okay. I will. I'll ready, get resources, and do all the good stuff here. So I draw a card, and I get the Tree People, which is great to see. Okay, now I will exhaust Galadriel. Oh, I have to choose. Okay, I have to choose who's going to get. So I guess he'll get that one from there. Okay, and so I drew one card. Now I get my second card, and I get Asphalloth. Okay, and that lowers my threat by 1. So now I'm going to play the Nath Guide. And then when I play the Nath Guide, I'm going to pick Thranduil again. I'm going to use Henemarth to look at the top card of the encounter deck, and it's a Cargo Hold. Cargo Hold is a 2-threat, 2 quest point location, and it just says while the Cargo Hold is active, each enemy gets +1 defense. Now I'm going to tree people. I'm going to bring Henemarth back into my hand. Look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to bring out the Sylvan Tracker. That's what I need, a little healing. Yay. Oh. I'm only going to have to do 4. So I'll exhaust this. So I targeted the Nath Guide here with Thranduil, so that's 3. And then the Woodland Courier is 4. I think I lowered my threat too much. I'm going to do that. I think I'm at 41. And so I quest for 4. Oh, you know what? This has 5, so I better do more than that. So I will do 5. Okay. So I'm doing 9. Okay. So I will reveal this thing. I will explore the 4-castle deck. And then now, do I travel? Okay, so I'm going to do this. Okay. So I'm going to deal shadow cards here. And this guy gets 2 shadow cards. I'm going to use Olorien, exhaust it, spend 2 to bring out the Marksman. I'm going to target this guy. Okay, and now I'm going to play Feigned Voices to bring the Nath Guide back up into my hand, and this doesn't do any attacks. Okay, and now I get to attack for 1, 4, and that kills this thing. 7. Okay, so the Infiltrator is dead. End of round. Ready, resources, go from there. Sylvan Tracker gets to ready. When this guy readies, he heals. Draw a card. I got a Test of Will. Exhaust Galadriel. Lower my threat. Get another card. I get a second Test of Will. I'm going to spend 2 to bring out the Nath Guide. Then I'm going to use Olorien to bring out a Lorien Guide. So I have a Lorien Guide and a Nath Guide out. Kind of a scouty deck. I didn't realize that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 scouts out. It's good. Sometimes, let's see, Legolas, a warrior, and that's 2. I leave 1 for Yes, if it's the battle hardened. Okay, so now questing. I only have 2 in the staging area right now, so I can do 2. Actually, when the Nath Guide came out, that's going to target Celeborn. So 2, 5, 7. And that does 1 there. Oh, this guy gave the Infiltrator +1, but I know that I had the firepower. I could have killed it no matter what, so that's good. Okay, so let's see what we get. Battle hardened. Yes, so let's look at what this is. Okay, so battle hardened says when revealed, place 1 resource on each raider enemy in play. Each engaged non-ship enemy makes an immediate attack. If there are no engaged non-ship enemies, battle hardened gains surge. So I'm going to cancel that because I don't want the surge, and I know that I'm going to lose my test of will shortly anyways. So I'm going to spend test of will. Here's my 1. I get through here. Now's best time than ever. I will travel to the helm of the Stormcaller. No shadows. So here's what I'm going to really try to do. This thing has 15 quest points. So I need to do 19 next time around, which, I mean, it is what it is. Let's see. So I have to do defenses. Right now, it says when Nasi engages you, discard each event in your hand, add 1 resource to her for each event. So I get to lose that event, and that's it. So I lose 1 event, she gets 1 resource. Okay. And then it says for each point of damage, cast place 2. So, okay. So no shadow. This guy's attacking for 6. Okay, and she's attacking for 10. So that's absolutely wild. So 6, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do Thranduil to defend this guy. And that does 2 damage to Thranduil. So that's this guy done. Okay. And now I guess I'll use the Woodland Courier to chump Nasia. Okay, now, this guy is indestructible, but he's got 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 5 is 7 plus 7 is 14. So if I could get up to oh wait, he gets 2 more because he just attacked. Okay. And she loses 1 because she just attacked. Okay. Woo. And so now can I get up to... I would love to get rid of these things. So 2 plus 5 is 7. And 8 is 15. 18. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 11, 14, 16, I guess 16. I guess I don't even have to do that. I'll do 14. And that gets rid of 11 here and does 1 damage there. And that reduces this. And that's really the best that I could have asked for. Okay. So now we will ready with the Sylvan Tracker. That's that. So I'm going to draw a card. and I get Galdor's Council. Okay, so Galdor's Council says add X resources to any hero's resource pool. X is half of the level of Galdor's Council. So I had boosted that up to 3. That half of it's 3. It's level 5. Half of 5 is 2.5. Rounded up is 3. One of the things that I forgot to do here was show you what Sahir and the black key does. And so Sahir engages the first player. That's why I had to take him. And it says for each point of damage Sahir would take, discard 1 resource from him and cancel that damage. So that's why I had to pile up the damage. I did forget to attach the black key over there on the right, but I made that right. Thranduil would have taken an extra damage, and so he's got 2 damage on him. And the black key also makes sure that Sahir is immune to player card effects. But after Sahir attacks, place 2 resources on him. And then let's also take a look at Nasia. So Nasia engages the last player. When you're playing solo, you are the first and the last player, but there is no next player when you're playing solo, but here I am. And it says when Nasia engages you, discard each event in your hand. So that's why I got rid of this Test of Will. It says for each event, she gets 1 resource. And then it says when Nasia attacks or defends, she gets +1 and +1 for the attack for each resource. After the attack, discard a resource. So she's stuck. I don't know, because it says, I don't know if this attack means this attack that she makes or this attack that she makes and I make, but I'm ruling it to just whenever she makes an attack. So, okay. So those are the left in the staging area. And so by left in the staging area, I mean put into play, and they came into the staging area and then came down and engaged me. And so here they are. We get to draw another card and lower our threat. So we'll do that. Woodland Courier. Okay, so I'm going to exhaust Olorian, and I'm going to spend a resource to play the Handmaiden. Okay, that lowers my threat by 1. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 6. 8. 11. Okay, I guess I can spend another 2. And then I can get that up to 13. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 13. Boy, I didn't know how much I love Nenya. Right now, this is 8. Okay, and now I have to shuffle this up. Okay, and we get the Faux Castle Farms. Faux Castle deck for 3. Okay, so that's a shame. I did 10, so this at least gets put in the staging area, or in the victory display. And let's see. Um, 3, 13, 10. So I did 2. I did 2 progress. I guess we deal with these guys. I'm going to leave this in the staging area, because I don't need another enemy to try to defend. Maybe I do. I could get the infiltrator out, right? Okay. I am going to travel here. Okay, I have 2 progress here. Okay, so now I'm going to go get the infiltrator. Okay, I engage this guy. So now I do 1. I have 1, 2. Let's make sure I do this in order. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So here's attacking for 7. And Nasi is attacking for 9. So it looks like I'm going to need chumpers. So here, I guess, is what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to take these 2. I'm going to bring out the Minstrel. The Minstrel just says, when he enters play, search the top 5 cards of your deck for an event, add it to your hand. That'd be good. Get a nice event like Tree People or Island Amid Perils into my hand. That'd be great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I do get an Island Amid Perils. So look, I can defend this guy here. It says, if the attacking enemy is Raider, place 2 resources on it. It is a Raider, so we'll put 2 resources on it. Okay. I will chump the Minstrel Tenacia. It says, discard an attachment I control. I can discard a Lorien. So I have an extra copy of that in my hand. Okay, and that kills this guy. And then I will chump. Okay, so after the attack, she loses 1. And now I'll chump the Woodland Courier. And it says reveal an encounter card. Ugh. Okay, so it says, when reveal, put 1 resource token on each. If there are no, okay, so this is battle hardened. Okay, so I put a resource onto each of these folk. Okay. And, okay. I mean, is what it is. This guy ends up dying. Destroyed, I guess I should say. I'm going to play Island Amid Perils. I'll show you what that is. Okay, so I get to return a Sylvan ally to my hand and reduce my threat by X, where X is the printed cost of the ally. So it's great. The cost is that I have to return an ally to my hand, but again, the Sylvans have a lot of interplay effects, so this is a good card to target Orphan with. So I'm going to target Orphan, like I said, bring Orphan back into my hand, reduce my threat by 3, and now I'm going to do 3, 5, and that kills this thing. Oh, after I attack, that kills an enemy, this guy gets 5. So he's up to that. But I get to draw a card because of Legolas. I get another Neath Guide. Okay. And now let's see what else I can do. I can ready, let's see, 3, 5, 6, 8. 2 defense, 3 defense, so that moves all 5 of these. Okay, so let's ready resources, raise threat, do the whole thing. Because of the Sylvan Tracker, I was able to heal. Okay, I'll draw a card. I get a Host of the Glathrum. That's going to be good. Okay. And then I will exhaust Galadriel, lower my threat to draw another card. Okay, another copy of Legolas. Here's the thing. I have 3 copies of Nenya in here. And with 3 copies of Nenya, I should be able to get Nenya out, but it's just not happening right now. Okay, so I'm going to use Galdor's Council. Okay, this guy goes to the victory display. And I'm going to put 3 resources onto Celeborn. I'm going to play Olorien. for 1. Then I'm going to play Orphan for 2 resources. Orphan is going to get me a Woodland Courier back into my hand. And so I bring the Woodland Courier out, and that does 1 there. And that's 2. So now I'm hoping to make 4, 6. So that's 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I put another progress on here. So 9 versus 0. Okay. And it's when revealed, exhaust each character with 1 or less defense. That's all my attackers. Okie doke. I don't have anything that's going to happen good from that. Okay, so I had to exhaust my whole contingency over here, but I still make 9 versus 0. So that explores this location, and I get through this. Change of plans. Here's the funny thing. This is what I know happens, is all of this happens. I'm fighting Sahir and Nasia, and then all of a sudden a giant squid comes up. Well, you'll see here in a second. Switch sides. So I flip Captain Sahir and Nasia to their objective sides, removing all tokens from them. Okay, so Captain Sahir on the left, he gets +1 willpower and +1 attack for each resource on him with a maximum. And then it says spend 1 resource from a hero you control to place 1 resource on Captain Sahir. If Sahir leaves play, the players lose. Okay, and then Nasia, very similar to her hero version, and it says the last player gains control of Nasia. I'm also the last player. It says while Nasia is attacking or defending, spend 1 resource from her to give her +2 or +2 for this attack. Spend 1 resource from a hero you control to place 1 resource on Nasia, so I can give them resources. As part of the campaign, the black key comes into play. Now it's the black key boon, and the character gets +1, +1, +1, and then I get to add come together to my hand. And it says choose up to X characters. X is the level of come together. Remember, I added 4. That's up to level 4. And it says until the end of the round, each of those characters so I get to choose 5 characters. So that's really good. I get a lot of choice there. 5 characters. I control a leadership hero, so I get +2 defense if I need it. And I control a spirit hero, so I get +2 willpower. And then if I get Nenya out, I'll be able to heal damage from people, which is nice too. The other thing that happens is I have to worry about this sea serpent with 1 threat and 6 attack. And it says after sea serpent attacks and destroys an ally, the defending player deals X damage divided among characters they control. So if I chump block that thing, I have to do damage, and that's going to be, so that's 1 damage, but still that can add up. And then it says after it's destroyed, flip it over and put it into play in the staging area. Okay, so that's wild. Let's see. What is it looking? Oh, 0 threat cost. Okay, so that's engagement cost. So we'll look at that if I get that far. Then it says search the encounter deck, discard pile, and all play areas for each encounter card from the Corsair Raiders encounter set and remove each of those cards from the game. Okay, I did that. And it says add the thing in the depths to the staging area and shuffle the encounter discard pile and add the previously set aside the thing in the depths encounter set into the encounter deck. So not only do we have the Sea Serpent, but now we also have the Thing in the Depths. It says immune to player card effects, cannot be engaged. The Thing in the Depths gets +3 hit points per player. So it has 11 hit points. It says when a creature enemy is destroyed, deal damage to the Thing in the Depths equal to that enemy's threat. So I just have to kill its tentacles. Okay, so now we have some things going on. It says discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until X tentacle enemies are discarded, where X is one more than the number of players in the game. Resolve the grapple keyword on each of the enemies. Okay, so I don't have any locations in the staging area, so I don't have to resolve the grapple, but I have a 17 and a 13. These guys are going to come down, so I'm going to have to figure out how to defend them. But it says after a crushing arm is detached from a location, it makes an immediate attack, and the giant arm says gets +2 attack when attacking allies. Okay, so we'll see what we can do with that. It says during the travel phase, the players may travel to locations in the staging area, even if another location is currently active. If they do, return the currently active location to the staging area. At the end of the round, if the total threat of any ship location is 9 or higher, the Stormcaller is destroyed. Oh, because the grapple adds 2 threat to the location. Okay, when the Thing in the Depths is destroyed, the players win the game. So I got lucky and unlucky. I'm lucky because my threat is below 40 now, so I don't have to engage these guys. Okay, and I don't have any locations, so I don't have to grapple. But I got unlucky because all my characters that can attack are exhausted, and that is a total bummer. So we'll do what we can here. I have to take these two. I have to engage, which I'm okay. So this force doesn't work. It doesn't go. This doesn't go. Okay, so we get to deal shadow cards. Okay, so 3, 4. I'm going to bring in a Marksman of Lorien and let's see, what can I? That's 4. So I guess I can reduce this giant arm by 2. Okay, so here's what I'll do is I will use Thranduil to, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll use Thranduil to defend the giant arm. It says exhaust a character I control. I don't really have much to do here, so I guess I will exhaust Sahir, and then I will bring back the Nath Guide to this guy, and let's see. It says after this attack, the Thing in the Depths makes an attack against the defending player. 5. Okay. Oh my god. This is so crazy. Deal it a shadow card. Okay, the Thing in the Depths is attacking for 5. So, who can defend that? Celeborn? Okay, Celeborn is defending the attack. No shadow. No shadow. Okay, Celeborn takes 3 damage. Okay. Woo! Okay. Now I get to attack back here. So, I will do 6 and kill this tentacle. And what does it say? It says when the creature is destroyed, the Thing that's equal to that enemy's threat. So this takes a damage here. And let's see. I can do 2 2 and do a damage to this, I guess. Okay. Good. So now I can ready, get resources, hopefully do a thing here. This Sylvan Tracker allows me to heal, so that's good. Raise my threat. Draw a card. Hey! Look, it's Nenya. That is phenomenal. And now I'm going to exhaust Galadriel, lower my threat, draw another card, and I get a Nath Guide. I'm going to play Nenya, if just to get the lore resource. So I'll do that. I will use Olorien to bring out the Nath Guide. I will spend 1 to bring out Henamarth. That's for the Nath Guide. 2 to put Asphalloth into play. Okay, good. And now in the staging area, there's 3, and the Nath Guide. With the Nath Guide, I'm going to pick Celeborn. So look, I'm doing. I'm going to exhaust to look at the top of the deck. It says when Grasping Arm attacks, the engaged player must exhaust a character he controls. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about where I am right now, so I forgot to remove the resources from this guy. But it's okay. So this is on top. I'm only going to have to quest for 5. I don't have to resolve the grapple keyword. So how much? 2, 5. I mean, that's all that I need. Okay. Okay, so 5. Okay, so I quest even. Okay, if you're even up, you don't have to, you're not questing successfully. So I'll engage this. This comes down naturally. And I think... Okay, I'll engage the Sea Serpent. Why not, right? So I don't see any engagement things. So I'm going to do, let's see here. Start with the high. 1, 2, 3. I have to exhaust a character because of this. So I'll exhaust the Woodland Courier. And now let's do some defenses. Defend for 3. I can't. Let's use Sahir. Sahir for 3, and this is for 3. No shadow. Good. Okay. That's phenomenal. Okay. So no damage. And now we have 4 and 6. So 4 here. I'll do this. Now we do have a shadow. Exhaust another character I control. Okay. Well, I'll exhaust the Handmaiden. Yeah. Handmaiden doesn't have any attack. So that's 2. And now I have to figure out what I'm going to do with this guy here. I will ready. I will bring the Handmaiden back into my hand, and I will defend this guy with Thranduil. It says, assign damage among characters you control equal to the number of engaged enemies grappled with locations in the staging area. So none of them are grappled with locations. I'm going to raise my threat and cancel. Let's see. Oh, I'm not going to raise my threat and cancel that, because I don't have any enemies engaged that are grappled. Thranduil takes 2 damage. Okay. So now let's see what I can do. I'm pretty sure that this had 1 damage on it, right? This had 1 damage on it. But let's see here. 3, 5, 7, and that kills this thing. Destroys it. 1 defense, 6 hit points. Okay, this goes in the staging area. So this guy's going to come back out. But I get to put damage here. And because he was involved in the attack, I get to draw a card, and I get another copy of the Elven King. Bummer. Okay, here's 6. So 6 kills this thing. And now, let's see here. I need to get up to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's kills this. Okay. So that's 2 more. Let's see. I get the threat. So that's I get 3 more damage here. I have to get up to 11 on here. So that's actually. Let me clear this off. Do 5. Okay. Let's ready and get resources and raise my threat and do all that stuff. Okay, because I readied, I get to heal some damage with this Sylvan Tracker. Okay, now I'm going to draw a card, and I get a Test of Will, which is great. And then I will exhaust Galadriel with her ability, lower my threat by 1, and draw another card. I get a Bane Voices. That is exactly what I want to see. Okay. Okay, I'm going to use the Olorien, which was already exhausted, to play the Handmaiden. Okay, lower my threat by 1 here. I'm going to use him. Oh, I get From the Depths. Let's see what that is. Okay, so it says when revealed, discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. It says resolve the grapple keyword on each enemy discarded by this effect. Okay, that's good because I don't have any locations. So if I don't have any locations, I don't have to worry about resolving the grapple keyword and the enemies. So that's going to just fizzle. I literally just have to quest for 4. And I have 3, 4 right here. Okay, good. 4. There's 4 in the staging area. This fizzles. It's good. Now, let's engage this. And it says after Sea Serpent attacks and destroys an ally, defending player deals X damage, and X is going to be 2 in this game. Okay, so I can chump that and not really have to worry about it. So I'm going to I'll chump this with the courier. It says if this attack is undefended, resolve the grasping arms grapple keyword. Okay, it's not undefended. Okay, so this guy, and then I do 2 damage amongst characters I control. So I will do damage. I guess here and here, because I'll be able to heal that damage off. So now I need to do 10. So let's see here. 1, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10. This goes into the victory display. I destroyed it, so I get to draw. Oh, I get another Marksman of Lorien. I have a lot of cards in my hand. Okay, so that's another 2 damage onto this thing. So let's ready and do our thing. Draw a card. Oh, I get an island amid perils. That is great. Okay, and then I'm going to exhaust Galadriel to lower my threat. And I get a Greenwood Archer. And let's use Henemarth to see what we're going to get. And we're going to get another Crushing Arm. Okay, Tentacle. That's fine. Okay, and then I'm going to play... I get to heal everybody because they all readied. Yay. Okay, I'm going to play Island Amid Perils to bring Orphan back to my hand to lower my threat by 3. I'm going to use Olorien to play Orphan for 2. I'm going to go find... And I'm going to find the Minstrel. Now I'm going to bring the Minstrel into play for 2. And that allows me to go find an event here. And the event I get is Faint Voices. So without trying, I am doing 5, and there's only going to be 3 in the staging area, so I'll do this. Okay, so 3, so I make 2 progress here. There's nothing that's making me remove progress, so let's see. Do this, deal a shadow card. I have to engage this guy, and now I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4 to destroy this, and which is what I want to do. The guy's dead because of Rumil. Let's look at Rumil up close. Rumil is ranged, and it says after you play Rumil from your hand, which I did because Thranduil's ability is play from your hand. It says choose an enemy engaged with a player. That was me. Deal X damage, where X is the number of ranged characters I control. So I control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus Rumil is 6. So I get to do 6 damage to that Crushing Arm, and I just crushed it. Okay, so that does another thing here. So I need 3 more. Now it just feels like I'm taking a lesson in, like it's just now going to happen, no matter what. I just have to get through the thing here. Okay, so ready, get resources. I got an Unexpected Courage, which is great. And then I'm going to exhaust Galadriel to lower my threat. And I get Galleon. Yay. So I will play Galleon, I guess. Let's look at what the top card of the deck is. Oh, it's Ominous Fates. Ominous Fates can't be canceled. It says each player must either reveal an encounter card, raise their threat by X, or deal X damage divided among characters they control. X is the campaign card's part number. Okay. I mean, we're at part 5, so I think I'm still going to do that. But, okay, well, that doesn't... Then it's going to surge into something, so we're going to have to figure that out. I don't know how much exactly I'm going to have to quest for. So I'll do 2, 3, 5, 6. I'll quest for 6. Okay. Quest for 6. Yay. Okay, so I get this. I'm part number 5, so I'm going to do 5 damage. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'll put that onto Orphan. Okay. So that's good, because I'm going to want to ready him and bring this guy back, I think. Okay, so it surges into a crew quarters, which puts 1 resource on a raider. Oh, yay. Okay. So that's 3. And I quested for 6, so I'm going to do this. Okay. So now I have a location that I can grapple. Let's ready and hold on a second. I'm gonna exhaust Asphalloth to put a resource on there before the end of the round. Okay, and now I'll ready. Draw a card. I get another Greenwood Archer. Okay, and then I'm going to exhaust Galadriel. Lower my threat. Draw a card. I get another copy of Nenya. So I'm going to play Unexpected Courage onto Galadriel. So I'm going to ready her, and then this comes up. Okay, so that's 2. Okay. And now I'm going to use Olorien and 2 to put out another Lorien Guide. And now I'm going to use Asphalloth to put progress here. I will spend 2 here to bring out an 8th guide. So I'm doing, let's look and see what he does. And it's hold steady. That's the one that exhausts a character with 1 defense or less. So here's the thing. I'm already questing for 2, 5, 7 without trying, but I'm going to commit this guy. So that's 8, 9, 10, 12. I'll do 12 on purpose because I don't have to worry about this thing. Okay. And now let's, that does, explores this. This comes out. Okay. So everything with 1 defense or less exhausts. So that's her, like everything exhausts, but I'm not going to exhaust everything because I don't have combat to worry about. I just have to get through all of this stuff here. I just have to get progress here. This is like, I know that I'm going to win unless something crazy happens. Okay, so let's ready everybody and move along. Draw a card. I get the host of the Glathram. I exhaust Galadriel, but ready her, so that lowers my threat. I didn't raise my threat. I got another copy of Nenya. What I really want is to lower my threat. So I know 2 of these 7 cards, 6 cards that are left are Galadriel's Handmaiden. And I'm not getting. So I'll bring out an 8th guide. I'll use a Lorien. Then I guess I can thin my deck. I'll bring out the Minstrel for 2. And then we'll look, see what we get. Hey, I get a Tree People. That's what I want. Okay, and so now with Tree People, I'm going to bring Tree People. I'll bring Galleon back into my hand. I only have 5 cards left, and so I'm actually going to bring out the Handmaiden, even though I have all these other cards. Okay, that lowers my threat by another 1. And then I'll bring Galleon back out. Okay, so let's see. The Neath Guide is going to target, I guess, Thranduil this time. So I brought out 2, 4, 7, 9, 10. Do I get to, and then I'll use Hedamarth to see what the top card is. I hope it's, oh, good. It is a Grasping Tentacle. 2. So I'm questing for 10. There's 2 in the staging area. I'm going to bring this guy out. So that's 4. I quest successfully. Yay. Okay. I have to engage this guy. I'm going to do this. I'm going to actually use Thranduil to defend, even though I don't have to. But I have to exhaust a character because of the forced effect. Thranduil, no. Now I'm going to ready Thranduil by bringing the Handmaiden back up into my hand. Okay. And now I'm going to play the Handmaiden for 2. So that's going to lower my threat by 1 here, which is great. And now I'm going to attack with this. That's 3, 5, killing the tentacle and doing 2 damage to the 2 more damage. So that's 10. Okay, because of that, I get to lower my. Oh, you know what? I'm going to attack with Celeborn too. Okay, so now let's ready everything, get resources, draw, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to draw a card. I get Ancestral Armor, and then I get another Minstrel. This is Haldir of Lorien. It's ally Haldir. That's all that is. Okay, so I didn't raise my threat, but now I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to play Ancestral Armor. We'll take a look at. I don't want to get too lazy by not showing you the cards here. Ancestral Armor says attached to a leadership or noble character, and gets +2 defense and +2 hit points, which is phenomenal for Thranduil. So I'll bring in the Tracker and I'll bring in the Minstrel. So that's going to be 4 because I'll use Olorian here. Okay, I'm going to look at the top card of the deck, and it's a location. Okay, it's 4 threat. So look, I brought in 2, 4. Okay, I will 5. I used Tree People. I think, right? I definitely have enough to get over the 6. Okay, good. I'm purposely doing that. So this is going to come out. There's 6 in the staging area. Okay. Okay. I'm going to ready Thranduil by bringing the Handmaiden back into my hand. Okay, Thranduil gets readied. I'm going to travel here. I'm going to exhaust Asploth to do one here. I just need one more tentacle. Okay, and now I can go through and do everything I need to do. I draw one card for my regular card, and it happens to be Haldir of Lorien. I'm going to lower my threat, so that means I don't have to lower my threat. And then I'm going to play the Handmaiden for 1 because I'm going to use Lorien, and that lowers my threat down to 30. Okay, I'm going to do this. So let's see, I gotta make sure I do this correctly here. I'm going to put my ranged characters up here. I still have a whole bunch of ranged characters in my hand. But whatever. Look, I'm now down to 30. So I'm going to look and see what this is. Okay, so this is another location. Okay, so 3 willpower. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, so I will do that. Oh, this is already explored then. Okay. Oh, now no matter what, I'm going to have to deal with that. Okay. Now I'll ready Thranduil, and I will bring the Handmaiden back into my hand, and I will do this. That's the Faux Castle Farm, and now I will find an enemy. This thing. Okay, so this now becomes flipped over, attached, and now this has 3 threat, but whatever. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to exhaust Asploth, put 1 progress on this thing. I'm just going to bring in Haldir for 4. Okay, he goes in my ranged army here. And now we will ready and do our thing. Okay, I'll play the Handmaiden for 1. Let's see, the brothers all can go. For those people who don't know, these guys are all brothers. That's how that works. And then I'm going to spend I'm going to exhaust her to lower my threat by another 1. So I'm down to 29 now. Okay. And that readies her. Okay, that's 2. I'm going to spend another 2. Bring out the second one. And now I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to look at Henemarth here. Well, let's see. I have to first, let's see, I'm going to use Asploth to do this. I'm going to use Henemarth to look at this. It's a quarter deck. Okay. And now I'm going to, so that's 4, 6. I need to do 1. So let's see. So I need to do 7. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So I'll do this. That's 4. This gets explored because it put 2 progress on it from the Lorien guides. This comes down. This goes into the staging area. And then I get to engage this guy. Okay. Now I'm going to ready Thranduil by bringing this guy back up into this guy back up into my hand, I guess. I mean, whatever, I can deal a shadow card. I will exhaust Thranduil. What's it say? It says, until the end of the phase, attacking enemy gets +2 defense. Oh, well, that's good. Okay. And now I get to attack with everything. I kill this, and I put 1 damage here. This goes into the display, victory display, and whew, there it is. So now let's take a look at the resolution of this. Players may add come together to the campaign pool. I'm going to add come together to the campaign pool. I get 1 for each surviving player. Yay. Okay, I forgot to keep adding resources to Sahir and Nasi. I should have been doing that. So I skipped those. 1 XP if Sea Serpent Enraged Side is in the play. 2 XP if it's in the victory display. 2 in the victory display. That's good. Then 1 XP if a hero has no damage on it. That's me. Okay. And then 2 XP if the threat is 30 or less. Oh, look at that. 2 more XP. Okay. Looks like I did that. Ominous Fate is not in the victory display. Okay, so I have 6 XP to do stuff with. I guess I will see what happens at the beginning of next game to do something with that XP. I don't have any carryover, so it's just 6. Okay, have a great day, everybody.